All right, let's get back in this matrix and get to cleaning up hell, because we're intelligent, right? Let's uh, let's be intelligent together. Right? Let's do that. Well, because I watched the news last night, and I saw the stupid stuff that the politicians were doing, and the stuff that the people that on the news stations are involved in political espionage and propaganda, whether they're aware of it or not. You're participating when you're saying money has value and time is money. You're participating in espionage and propaganda to maintain philanthropy as reality, whether you're cognizant of it or not. And the technology is getting more intelligent because of people like me that eternally correct us from thinking that that's actually two baby ducks talking about selling dishwashing liquid on TV, right? That ain't really them ducks' real voices, right? That's two actors talking and selling you a product instead of living proverbs. Do you understand? Right. So when you get these people on TV, yeah, you're really gambling that the people that watched me from the time I was a child and from the corporate right that's supposed to be religious, I wasn't doing it right. And from the left, they're just crazy. Okay. Forgive debt and trespass, love one another, eternal faithful peace. That's me. Okay. So obviously the corporate right that calls themselves religions are wrong. And the corporate left that says that religion is wrong is also wrong because neither one is faithful. Right. And then you got to understand how genome sequencing works. They have genome sequencing that they use at New Mexico State University. Now, what they do is they will sequence your genetics, and your life's eternal and grace is infinite, and they know this. Okay. Now they'll sequence your genetics. Now there's a reason why I'm Earl from the Bible talking to John in the Bible, and it's not Gabe Vasquez or Martin Heinrich or the new commander at Fort Bliss, right? Okay. So, or Jimmy Carter or Barack Obama or Donald Trump for that matter, right? It's Earl. Okay. He's the one who has been cultivated in physical body to be the temple for the spirit of the man who's like King David, regardless of how the Nazis get together or the Philistines get together or the Egyptians get together and try to kill all the babies like me off the planet so they don't have to deal with me when I'm a man, right? We've already discussed this like numerous times. And it's based on valid science and the traditions, Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, Krishna, Buddha, Krishnamurti, just so on and so forth, guys. So you're gambling on the fact that people like you are going to suddenly wake up the next day and be someone like me. And that's not happening. Okay, so the wager is like, Pascal, have faith in God, understand the Holy Trinity, and stop trying to turn yourself into that cartoon character that's better than David, Jesus, or me. Now, David stood up to the Philistines and stopped the mass rape and murder. It wasn't the person like you. Jesus stood up to the Romans and gave us the perfect thoughts, words, and actions to save ourselves from competition and genocide and narcissism and using God as a first person or a possessive pronoun. It wasn't you. Okay. And then they took Parsons, Earl, and took him to Fort Huachuca and said, you're wrong. And I proved myself right. It was not you. I'm Earl in the book of Revelation, not you. Okay. So your gamble and your wager and your risk reward thing, you're two ducks selling Dawn dishwashing liquid on TV. And you should be standing up for Proverbs for children not to get raped to death in Juarez. It doesn't just happen in Juarez. Okay. Ruby at work, the one who allegedly got me fired, she was gang raped for a week in Albuquerque as a kid. And she got upset with me when she told me the story. And I said, God, your parents were terrible. Don't say that about my parents. Your parents were so drunk and high that you got raped by a gang for a week and they didn't even know you weren't home. That's terrible, Ruby. My parents weren't like that. My parents weren't June and Ward Cleaver, but for crying out fucking loud, and they weren't John and Miss Walton. They didn't have the same conditions, the same economic conditions, the same social structure, the same hypocrisy. This is all a little Peyton. This is all just the Peyton place, and you're all a bunch of Harper Valley hypocrites, right? There's a village hidden deep in the valley. So which story are we getting on Heartland on the BYU network? Okay? The Three Bells or Harper Valley PTA? You decide. Lord's Prayer or not to Lord's Prayer? Okay? If it's not the Lord's Prayer, it's a Harper Valley PTA. If it's the Lord's Prayer, all the chapel bells are ringing, was a great day and his wife, and the song that they were singing was for Jimmy and his wife, little Jimmy Brown and the little congregation. You can't pray for guidance from above. NASA's not God, and your genome sequencing is off. So do you want to end up Escobar, Gonzalez, and Heinrich and Vasquez telling the president that this is how we're going to do things with money? I agree with you or I don't agree with you? Lord's Prayer. Now. Okay? Tomorrow may be too late. Tomorrow there could be a cleaning out at military bases in Roswell and other places like that where they have the top secret concrete that you can't get into and you have a retinal scan. They could all end up dead tomorrow. The technology could radically shift worldwide. And anywhere you go, my whole crew gonna know, hey baby, because I got a lot, right? Do you understand? Boo doo 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 doo, left, right. This can happen any day at any time. Are you willing to keep gambling that your brain chemical addiction is better than the Lord's Prayer? Okay. You're all gonna end up Bill Cosby, roofing Beverly Johnson, then going to jail, and only extreme racist wackadoodles will try to make money off of your old sitcom. But money's not real, so you're not going to be able to, everything you're doing is going to be completely insignificant and so completely meaningless. Okay? Like Hitler's propaganda, like Village Daddy's a fudge packer. Okay, like old propaganda cartoons and, things like that. Back in the day that are now, when you sit there like my grandma's little things out in the Central Book of Knowledge and you go read it and oh my gosh. You guys do understand. All right, the reason why the Christians resisted Pascal is because Pascal was explaining the way people worked together as a religious community in the Iberian Peninsula when there was good Christians and good Muslims being faithful together. Okay? He was from France. Okay? And his wager was basically when they had the comparisons, the same thing Saladin said during the Holy Crusades, is that we can all worship together. But the Christians, no. Okay? Because the Christians had turned Jesus into God, the Romans had turned Jesus into God, there's magic hell between their ears where people go after they're dead if they don't accept Jesus as God. So if we all keep worship in the same town and my daughter marries Othello, my daughter and my grandkids are going to go to hell in their brain. In your head, zombie. Now, science, okay, has already proven that place in those old Christians' heads does not exist except for in their heads. Okay, 30 minutes after dying, all that drama, all that eternal ill, all that Dante's Inferno disappears. It's gone. Okay. Now, if a little kid is born and has a similar body, that is a temple for a spirit of the splicing of that same human, that similar human being. Okay. Dante's Inferno is going to go because we're living in the Lord's Prayer. And then we can all go to Jerusalem, call ourselves Jews, Christians, Muslims, or infidels, and all live peacefully because we're living in the Lord's Prayer. Damn, New Mexico State in your genome sequencing and Harvard and Yale and Columbia and Oxford and Cambridge. Seriously? Seriously. You want to offer me a scholarship? Okay. Because I would just go to the school and say, ready to shut her down? It's time to live the Lord's Prayer. That's all I would do. There is no touchdown Jesus at Notre Dame. That's just a graffiti to make money. Hey, is that Sean Astin? Samwise Gamgee, okay? Do you understand? He's also the leader of the Goonies. Go bring the rocks to pay the bills so you don't have to lose your house in Astoria, Seaside, Oregon. Very pretty place. Yeah, very pretty. Yeah, it really is. But guys, okay. Damn. We suck again, right? So I look forward to some of you guys fixing up the stuff with the 2014 and having creative teams where we can create how we want and edit and fix our stadiums and fix the colors and stuff like that. So we can do Mammoth, Oregon the way we want. We can do we could cover the stands like they have in Ashland, Oregon, and stuff like that. Is it Ashland? Yeah, I think it is. It's Ashland and Medford, so Southern Oregon's from, and stuff like that. And being able to do that and have fun with our teams and stuff like that, and just have fun with our time, and get the logos in there just right, and have a better art rendering stuff because we can upgrade it and fix it from when it was originally made. And so, we can just take the game and be creative. Well, not creative, but what we perceive as creative. We're not being creative. We're just reflecting the beauty of creation by sharing things that we enjoy with love and kindness. And we're being like, hey, Selassie, anything you gain from learning, if you use it for selfish reasons, you negate all the wisdom. So we can have wisdom. We can take out all the illustrations with the kids doing the little feed me more and cocky crap and stuff like that, and just having good celebrations with kids that you want to play sports with because they don't rub it in your face. They're not cocky. They're just good. And man, if I was going to lose at sports and you weren't going to rape, loot, and pillage and eunuch and all that shit, I would like to lose to someone who's a decent person, who doesn't rub it in your face and says, I'm just glad we're living the ways of King David and not the eunuching, rape, and disgustingness of Goliath, aren't you? It is good that I'm coming to you today from this guest house in north of San Ysidro to let you know that even in the 21st century, David will always be eternally a better human being than Goliath, right? Okay. I'm not fixing, it's the communication. And Haile Selassie's time was more corrupted than in my time. It seems weird. It's the Wi-Fi fucks everything up, yes. Okay? But the faithful spirit and the faithful communication of true lovers transcends the manipulation and abuse of Wi-Fi. Haile Selassie. Isn't he gorgeous? I know. Okay, guys, we'll talk some more. I'm going to go out and shoot in the barn, then we'll come back here and talk some more, and we'll get this stuff straightened out. Get on the good foot and do whatever you can. Because if you think you can't stand up for the Lord's Prayer, you can't. But if you don't believe you can, you can. You better do it now. I would do it now. Wow, this is a ghost of me saying it. But the moment you hear this ghost talk, you better listen to this ghost, or you're going to be a Ghost Rider sequel, prequel, and all the rest of that retarded stuff. And you're going to be Nicolas Cage. I don't do it. Very good Nicolas Cage. But all right, I love you. Peace. Not like Simon. He's funny. Yeah, okay, peace.